this crisis. I know that many family members, many of your friends, many people in this crisis are wondering, what do I need to do to make some extra money? And I know it's an important topic, it's a sour topic, but it's an important topic for many, many people. And I thought I'd discuss that, today a little bit, about how do you generate some extra money? Because, as over the years, I've been a financial planner for 26 years, and I recently literally got rid of my practice after 26 years, being in the business. Now, I've been a consultant for about 10 years for businesses, and I get this question all the time. And I've seen people from all walks of life. I've seen people, and by the way, if you're here live, go here at the bottom and write down the word live. If you're watching me on a replay, go ahead and write down the word replay. And I would love to chat with you, love to conversate with you, during this live, as I am, talking about how do you make money during the crisis. Now, that being said, my friends, those of you who are here and really, conversating with me, I want you to know this is a conversation, because, if you want to, you can actually go ahead and write down some of the concerns you have, regarding financial issues that you may be facing during this crisis. I would be happy to just interact with you and talk to you a little bit, and help you out, because, I get this question all the time. It says, Ash, what do I need to do? Like in terms of making this work. What do I do? How do I do it? How do I go about doing it? And things like that. I get that all the time. So, you know, if you're here live, by the way, go ahead and write down the word live. And if you're watching me on a replay, go ahead and write down the word replay. But first of all, before I get into the topic, I want to make sure that I am, passing the prayers on to the people who might be suffering, who might be having a hard time during this crisis. My heart goes out to all the states and all the people who are really suffering right now. So it is my prayers for all those families who are suffering. With that in mind, I want to let you know that there's so many good things happening. Besides, bad things are happening as well, but good things are also happening as time is going on. Okay, so one of the things that I want to let you know is that making money, the most wealthy people that I have served in the financial, okay, it's in terms of, like, most people are ready to, in reality, are really ready to, change their life. Now the question becomes, is, no matter what the situation is, I mean, obviously we are all ready to get out of the house, and I know I am ready to get out of the house, and I'm sure you are as well. So those of you who are watching me, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Would love to have some of your comments here at the bottom. Would love to, love to just, talk to you guys a little bit about how to make money during this crisis, and that's the topic for today. And those of you who are joining me, I really appreciate it. Actually, I'm streaming this on multiple platforms today. I'm just figuring out a brand new platform that I'm using, and I think it's really, really cool that what I'm using right now. I'm streaming it on multiple platforms as we speak today, which I thought was kind of cool. So with that in mind, the question becomes as to what are the stream, in terms of income is concerned, what can you do? Now, those of you who are working, it's fortunate that those of you who have jobs that continue to allow you to work from home, that itself is a great blessing. The question becomes, is, in this like this, you realize that you just need to have other sources of revenue, because what happens is that you realize that income, yes, you have to take care of your family, and that's the most important thing. Whether it's in this crisis, of course, we're taking care of family in terms of health wise, but we also have to understand that we also have to have money that's coming in. And when I have interviewed successful wealthy investors in the past, they all have said one common theme, and the theme is that they have consistent revenue streams from multiple places. So my question to you is that, how many revenue streams do you have that's going on? Hey, Stephanie, thank you so much for reacting to my video. Really appreciate you. Okay. So I want to find out from you guys, what income streams do you have that right now that you are utilizing in order for to take care of you and your family? Because it is important that, and what are some of the challenges you are facing? I would love to know here in the comment box. Okay. So, my friends, listen, I know that it's a crucial point that we are making today, and some of you, may want to talk and may not want to talk. That's perfectly fine. I totally understand, where you're coming from on that. But I will say one thing is that, if a wealthy investor is looking, like, when you take a look at Warren Buffett, right, the what he looks for in terms of stocks, is or investments, is really, value-based investing, meaning he doesn't invest in companies that doesn't generate what they call in the investment world is dividends. Now, dividend is another form of income. So imagine he owns, XYZ number of stocks, is XYZ number of, income streams that he has, right? So when you take a look at, I'm going to ask, if I was to ask you, how many income streams do you have that are going on right now? Now, most people discard the fact that home-based businesses are absolutely viable thing to do. Now, what I find is that many people discard that fact. Now, I will tell you factually that I pretty much got involved with a home-based business about 4 years ago as an advisor. That typically that's literally, it's difficult for us, in multiple ways. But one of the things is compliance issues. But I took a little bit of a, I talked to my proper authorities to be, and I got, I had an opportunity to, join an organization. And what I found is that when the organization, only I was told, but I was able to make friends. I was able to, generate financial services business, which I never thought about, from that particular group. But more importantly, from that particular business, I have income stream today that goes on whether, I do something or not. Now, yes, I am doing something. I love working. I don't like not working. So, by the way, you're watching me live. I would love for you to go here at the bottom and make some comments. If you're watching me live, go ahead and write down the word live. If you're watching me on a replay, go ahead and write down the word replay. If you like the broadcast, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you love it, of course, I would love some love, and I would love some shares. Okay. So it's a crucial to the second thing you can do. One, you can do investments, right? What people talk about, investing in an asset, right? Where you can make money. Like, some people talk about real estate, some people talk about dividends in stocks, some people talk about having a home-based business. So as an idea, one of the things you can do is that you can do any one of these number of things. Okay, Scott, thank you so much for liking my video. Really appreciate you, my friend. So that being said, and I have a friend who just joined, by the way. He has an amazing opportunity, which I actually am going to talk to him about probably later part of this week, where this he has an opportunity to invest money, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. So with that in mind, I think that is important. Hi, Becky. How are you? Thank you for joining today. So I'm so excited because I'm actually streaming on multiple platforms today. I'm streaming for the first time on Facebook, my personal page, my business page, my one of my groups, and I'm also streaming on YouTube right now and Periscope. So I think that this is going to get really interesting really fast, and I'm checking out this platform and making sure and see how effective it is. So I think this is going to be really, really cool. So needless to say, as I'm talking to you guys, the question I have for you guys is, what are some of your struggling points that you are having when you're looking for income streams? So it's an important question that you have to ask yourself, is what are some of the things, some of the systematic breakdowns in your system. So I just nailed down a few of them, right? I said, okay, you can, some people think about investing and they talk about dividends. When they, other people think about investing and they talk about real estate for consistent income. Now, here's the theme. They make consistent income. All wealthy investors do this one way, shape, or form. Okay. Some people talk about owning a physical business, meaning they own liquor stores. I know a lot of friends who own liquor stores. I know a lot of people who own, more hotels and motels. Since being an Indian, that happens to be the lot of our tribe. And I found that many of them own several different businesses, and the reason they own them is to have consistent cash flow. Okay. Now, it is a, so there, some people talk about investing in business, some people talk about real estate, some people talk about you know dividends, some people, they all, but what I found is the wealthy people, I'm talking, people who have a lot of money, they all have one theme in common, and the theme is that they all have ways to generate consistent income that doesn't stop when they stop working. And that's an important distinction that you have to make when you are looking at growing your business, growing your wealth. Okay, because at the end, most people say, oh my god, I save for retirement, and it's so important to save for retirement. And as a financial advisor for 26 years, I used to be financial, every single time when somebody gave me their portfolio, then the reason they were saving that money was for income down the road when they were turned 65, because they were about to retire and they needed income from 65 to 100, let's say, right? 100, 120, depending on how old. Pension, when you take a look at social security, is an income. When you take a look at because it's your security blanket, it's actually a income stream that you're looking at, right? When you take a look at everything, when you take a look at Medicare, or like all of these things that you pay taxes on, and that comes back to you later, it's all income streams that come in handy down the road. So the question I have for you is that today is this pandemic that hit. In 2008, we had a market crash, due to other reasons. 2001, we had a market crash due to other reasons. And all those times, every single time, what I have found that has saved people who have consistent revenue streams. So I have a question for you. If you are or owning a home-based business, or if you're looking for a home-based business, I would love for you to write down here at the bottom or private message me. But if you can write down here at the bottom, it would be fantastic. So we can conversate. What type of home-based business do you own right now? Or what type of home-based business do you wish you owned? As far as a income stream is concerned. If you're looking at a home-based business and you don't understand it, you can give me go ahead and give me a comment here below, and I'll be happy to see how I can answer that for you. Because I was, being a financial planner, I have an analytical thought process, just the way how I think. And being exposed to so many of them, I pretty much know the infrastructure and how things work. So if you're looking at an opportunity but you're not sure about it yet, if you make a comment here at the bottom, I'll be happy to reply back to you and literally talk to you a little bit. Okay, so with that in mind, I want to just run this by you guys, because don't lose hope. I understand, my prayers go to those families who are suffering, and it is my prayers for them, and I pray to God that I hope that everybody is better and everybody's good in your family. But right now, like if you're at home and wondering, where is my next check is going to come from, it may not be a bad idea to look at an income stream that might be at your fingertips, which you can take advantage of right off the bat, which might be a home-based business. There are so many things you can do with a home-based business, because the advantage of home-based business is vast majority. Like, number one, it gives you flexible schedule. That means that you can do it at your convenient time. You don't have to say, it used to be when I got started in 1994 in the financial world. I wrote this book on it called Sell Like Crazy. And what happened in 1994 is that I used to have to go. I mean, we didn't have internet, so I was beating the streets. I was calling my aunts and uncles and everybody else, trying to make some sales. And I was, it was more of a physical business. So back in the day, when I got started in the financial world, I mean, I was hustling, and I really was working really hard, and I literally was not getting anywhere really fast. I promise you, it took me like 6 years to figure things out. But all I can tell you is that as I was building this business, I was doing physically, meaning I had to physically go there and spend some time. I had to, it took me 8 to 10 hours to close the deal. So that means every single time I was seeing a family for the, first I would do prospecting. I would meet the people. I would go to their homes and do a presentation. And if they like it, we move forward. And I would spend 10, 20 hours with this family trying to, makes a couple of dollars. And today you can do that literally sitting comfort of your home, and not have to go out. I think that is a crucial point that many people don't understand. And as a point, it's important to have the revenue stream. Now, one thing I cannot do is share with you, an important thing. But what I can do is I'm gonna show you something that's gonna be important for you. Okay, so I cannot show you the numbers, but what I can tell you is these are some checks I have gotten from an organization. Okay, and so I cannot show you the checks, because I don't want to, bait you here. But I promise you, these are just a couple of checks that I've gotten. I get them on quarterly basis. Every single quarter, you can see it says deposit only. I'm depositing it in one of my banks, right? You see here I signed it and stuff like that. So all I will say is that these are real checks, under one of my corporations that I own, that come to me on a quarterly basis. That gives you a lot of times, when you have recurring revenues, it is so crucial. So I would love to know what type of business you own. If you don't own a business and you're looking into a business, what type of, home based business are you really looking for? Because home based businesses have a distinct advantage. Number one advantage is obviously you're working from home at your own time. Number two is tax advantage. You can take a tax write-off, which you cannot, which you some of the tax write-offs are even better than having a physical store or a physical location. Because if you own a physical location, you cannot write off some of your mileages, you cannot write off some of the home expenses. But if you own a home-based business, you can do all of that, right? Now, obviously, I would refer you to your tax advisor for the tax advice, because I am not a tax advisor by long shot. Okay. However, having a home-based business, there are distinct advantages, right? So the second advantage I pointed out is a tax advantage that I pointed out too, right? The third advantage that you really, we want to think about when you're owning a home-based business is it does have a capability of earning a consistent stream of revenue whether you go to work or not. And that is the key of having a home-based business, which makes you money whether you go to work or not. Because many times we are so trained, and we are almost, I would say, that we are robbed by this whole thing about you have to go to work to make money. But I am here to tell you that you build a business in the right way. If you own a home-based business, you just have to build a base. And if you're struggling with that, I'm happy to help you with that. But I'll tell you that having a home-based business has so many things that you can. The other advantage a home-based business has is you get to spend time with who you want when you want, and that is the important. That's one of the important pieces of the puzzle that we should take into consideration. So these are just some of the advantages I can tell you right now. I mean, I will say this for you is that as far as a home-based business is concerned, you can have so many other things that you can take advantage of. I mean, I will say that I personally have benefited. I know many friends who have benefited from having a home-based business, and they make a good amount of money. Like I'm talking, I've seen some home-based business owners who make four figures. Some of them make five figures a month, and these are not just fictitious numbers, by the way. Me being some of them have been my clients, so I know the numbers, okay, and how they work. So I have seen some of them make even six figures on a monthly basis, and it's not uncommon. in this industry. I know it's uncommon in the job industry, but if you're tired of your job and you're looking for an opportunity and you're just wondering what type of opportunity should I be really looking at, and I'll be happy to help you to help you make the right decision. See, being an analytical brain, being a financial advisor for 26 years, in the past, I have, I've gotten, and being exposed to so many, direct sales organizations, I've learned quite a bit, and I'll be happy to help you. With that in mind, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. You like the stream, go hit the bottom, give me some love, give me some likes, give me some shares. I would highly appreciate that. With that in mind, my name is Ash Shukla. For tonight, I'm signing out, and I want to say you guys have a great night. Make tonight the best night ever, and my prayers go to you for you and your family. And be sure to take a look at and open up your mind, open up your heart, and to making different ways to make income. Okay, it's crucial because everything you take a look at in the world is nothing but revenue. It's all about income generation. You take a look at IRS, they want to make money. They talk about income. They have an expenses, but they also have income. They're looking for income, how they can increase their income, right? You take a look at pensions is income. You take a look at social security is income. You take a look at retirement account is designed to have income. You take a look at real estate is for income generation. You take a look at dividends, that income generations, right? Like this all, when you take a look at everything is based on income generation, because from income you can build your asset. From your asset you can build your wealth, and you can be rich. But more importantly, by having income, the biggest piece of the asset, biggest piece of the wealth you build is peace of mind. So with that in mind, my name is Ash Shukla. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste, and I'll see you tomorrow.